What was that like when you got the call and they said, all right, bring your knowledge to help educate adults into retirement?
I was floored.
All right, this is the American Retirement Institute podcast. We call it Study Hall, and we're here with Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group. And Matt, as we get rolling here, talk to me about some of the conversations you're having with the adults, with the families you serve, the concerns that they're having that they bring to you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group about their retirement. What are you hearing right now?
Well, most people don't have a good outlet for education.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the good things about this age that we're in is you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube, and you can find information on anything you want.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, and it also can be a bad thing because how do you know if the information you're getting is any good? And so we have a lot of people come in and they're like, I mean, I've been doing research on this retirement thing for the last 6 months, the last year, and I feel like I'm in a worse position than when I started. I see all this conflicting information about, you know, asset allocation and what do I do for Social Security and taxes and, you know, the big better bill or whatever new piece of legislation's coming out. And they show up and they're just like, I just feel like I'm starting over. I'm just looking for somebody that can shoot me straight, help me understand what my options are, and help me make a good decision. So whether it's taxes, whether it's Social Security, how they develop their income plan, everybody pretty much comes in with the same, 4 or 5 areas of concern.
Yeah.
And they're just looking for someone that they can talk with, where they can develop a relationship and get some good answers.
Why do you think that we as adults, why do you think we lack that education, if you will, about our financial future?
Well, we don't teach it in school.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in high school, I think I took a home ec class and they, if I remember right, they showed us how to write checks.
Yeah.
And balance your checkbook. Mm-hmm. But if you ask just...
I made a potholder.
You made a potholder. If you ask just, your random person on the street, hey, what rate of return do you need to double your money in 10 years? My gut tells me that the majority of people wouldn't be able to answer that question. And that's a really simple, foundational, time value of money, interest over time. Einstein said that compound interest was it the 8th wonder of the world or the 9th? How many are there? There's 7?
7.
There's 7, so it's the 8th.
Yeah. But
most people don't know just that right there. What rate of return do I need to double my money every 10 years? It's 7.2%. It's called the rule of 72.
Right.
72 divided by the rate of return is how many years you need to double your money. Most people don't even know that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that as a society, we just lack general educational information on money, on how to grow your money, on how to save your money, on how to defer, delay, or reduce your taxes. Because let's be honest, the government doesn't want you to get smart at this. They want you to pay as many taxes as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're not educated, they win.
Yeah. And that's why we're here with the American Retirement Institute, is to educate, to financially educate adults, because for whatever reason, and it's not our fault. I know I don't want to be a victim or make excuses, but you're right. We did not get the education growing up that we properly should have had when it comes to more than just balancing a checkbook. So why is it important for you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group to be part of the American Retirement Institute?
Well, when we look out at the education that does exist, people watching this podcast, you've probably got an invitation to a dinner seminar where they're going to try to sell you something. Or you maybe go into a local office and you just don't feel like you can get all your questions answered to your satisfaction. And so what we love about ARI is it's an education-based system. Okay. There's nothing to buy. We're not selling anything. You can come in knowing a lot or knowing next to nothing, and you will walk away having some of your questions answered in an environment where you feel comfortable, where there's no pressure, and man, that's just where we need to live. We need to live in that world where there's no expectations, there's no promises. You can come in, you can get your questions asked and answered, and leave better off without having to buy anything.
So you kind of started answering my next question right there. Walk me through it. That American Retirement Institute, that first class, if you will, because the economy has changed, the way we look at retirement has changed, the way we deal with money has changed. We need that education, which is what you're providing. So walk me through that first class, if you will. What can we expect?
We're going to be walking through the main pillars. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about risk. We're going to be talking about taxes. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about income. And so that includes Social Security and when you should file and how you should file, and what moves should you make to reduce your taxes, and where should you have your dollars invested to make sure that your risk is in line with your own personal appetite for risk. Now, we're going to have to be speaking in broad terms, because there's going to be a lot of people in the room, but we're going to be covering all those topics. And when you leave that, you should at least be pointed in the right direction. You should know what questions to ask, whatever professional you decide to go out and hire, or maybe you want to do it yourself, you'll at least be pointed in the right direction.
Some of us have made financial mistakes in our past. We attend this class, we're feeling pretty good, but we have some questions that maybe we're a little embarrassed about, which is fine. We've all made mistakes. If we want the opportunity to talk to you one-on-one afterwards, will there be that chance? Will we have a couple of minutes for just maybe a little one-on-one time if I have a very specific question?
Yeah, so at the end of the class, we will insist that those types of questions actually be held for the end, only because there will be a lot of people in the room. Everyone wants to ask their own kind of, hey, I did this, or I've got this much, what do I do? And while that's super important and you got to get the answer to that question, we'll be holding all those till the end. If you still have more questions, we'll actually be offering everybody a free lab where they can come in and get answers to all their questions for their own specific environment, if that's what they want to do. But absolutely, we invite those types of questions. In fact, we expect them. We've been doing this for a long time. We've reviewed over 2,000 financial plans in the last 10 years, and there's not a single one of those plans that have come in perfect. Everybody's made mistakes, right? Everybody has something where they're like, hey, I got this 10 years ago. I don't even know what it is. Can you help me understand it? So you're in good company. Everybody comes in having made some mistakes or not done it perfectly right. So absolutely, bring your questions, bring your concerns. We'll try to address them at the end. If we can't get to it, we offer everybody a free lab consultation at the end.
AmericanRetirementInstitute.com to get more information and to get registered for this class. Again, AmericanRetirementInstitute.com. Now, selfishly, Matt, when we walk away from this, what do you hope to have provided? When we're leaving, we're getting in our cars, we're heading home, we're feeling better, we're feeling a little more confident. You want to tell yourself what?
Well, selfishly, when I go to these types of events, whether it's a marketing summit or a financial planning summit, I'm going in personally thinking, if I can walk away with one piece of really good information, then this event was worth it. And so since I know that's how I feel when I go to events, that's what I'm hoping everyone who shows up to the ARI class will walk away with, at least one piece of information that's going to maybe change the way that they're doing things, shed some light on a topic that maybe they were in the dark on. So at least one thing. My goal is that you will walk away with at least one thing where you're like, wow, I'm really glad that I learned that thing right there, whether it's taxes, Social Security, income planning. You'll probably learn more. But my goal is at least one thing that makes a huge difference in your financial future.
And that one thing could be the difference.
That's right.
AmericanRetirementInstitute.com to get more information and, of course, to meet your educators as well. And how much preparation are you putting into this? Like how much this is different than your traditional one-on-one, meeting, if you will, or a consultation. This is something a little bit different. So how are you preparing for it?
Well, we're preparing in a way that we're trying to touch as many topics as we can. We do a lot of individual topics where we'll take, an hour and talk about Social Security, or an hour and talk about taxes. But in this format, we're trying to hit the high points on all the important pillars as it relates to retirement income. And so we're spending a lot of time in building our, kind of deck of material that we want to cover. But we know that we can't answer all the questions on every topic that we're going to touch on. So our goal is to approach a topic, give you the high points, and be able to point you in the right direction so that you know what to look for, you know what questions to ask when you leave.
So is it fair to say that we come to be a part of the American Retirement Institute, we meet you and the team, it's not going to all be about only annuities, or we're not going to spend the entire session talking about taxes. It's going to cover a lot of different information.
It's definitely going to cover a lot of different information. And at the same time, since we have done a lot of this type of material in the past, when we show up, I'm going to ask, what is it that you all want to talk about? Because a lot of times there may be half the room that all has the same question. And if that situation presents itself, then it may be an opportunity to really dive deeper on one topic versus another. So we will be tailoring the discussion to who's in the audience. But yeah, we've got it planned out to talk about a lot more than just one topic. It's
Right.
not just about annuities. It's not just about taxes. It's not just about Social Security.
Do you have built in a break where we can go outside and play some kickball or some rounders or maybe go run a mile outside in the
Well, I'm
gym?
not going to keep you captive.
Okay, all right, just check. All right,
So
just check.
if you need a break, go for it.
And for more information, we invite you to visit AmericanRetirementInstitute.com. And for more educational videos, make sure you check out our YouTube page as well, American Retirement Institute. Matt, thanks for joining us for our American Retirement Institute podcast. This has been Study Hall.